Hello YouTube, Joseph Crackmore here, and this goes out to Dan Povenmaire and Jeff Swampy Marsh. So let's just get that out of the way right now. This is not for anyone. These are fan theories I came up with for the finale to explain the inconsistencies of the song. Even if the song, I'm pretty sure they themselves confirmed the song wasn't canon. But before we can even explain my theories, we're going to listen to the song, and then you're going to find out what I'm going to be talking about.
With a cool roller coaster, an awesome beach party, then we raced our cars. We were one-hit wonders with a big hit song.
It's okay, Trunks. You don't have to understand.
Just every now and then I've had a whole lot of schemes and a lot of enablers, but I feel over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, but it was fun though. We spent a day fighting pharmaceutical zombies, would have solved more fusion, but did fashion instead. We met with Balloon and Meat and the late-nosed monster, but we're still baffled by the giant floating baby head. We played hockey C9 and football X7. We went round the world and to the very edge of space. We met our doppelgangers in the second dimension. Isabella kissed me, but I got my mind erased. Hey, what? You just wait 10 years. There's been 104 days of summer vacation. We've had a lot of fun and sung a lot of songs. So we think it's time for a big celebration. And it's been a great summer, so we thank you for coming along. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for coming along.
Now, first of all, congratulations and thank you, Dan Povenmaire and Jeff Marsh, for creating such an amazing show and an amazing finale. But now, my theories. First of all, the part I'm talking about is specifically the part when he got to the second dimension and the end of the part where he's talking about Isabella kissing him. Okay? We're talking about that margin. A lot of people have been asking the internet pretty much all in the comment section of every video I've ever seen of that song. People have been asking why? And every response to those comments are logic, cartoon logic, broke the fourth wall, or non-canon. This time I have a real canon explanation. I don't know if Dan and Jeff would like it, but here we go. The first theory I have is, well, we saw Major Monogram and Carl, right? Playing their instruments right next to Phineas and the gang. Maybe they had a portable amnesia-inator, and they were like, why don't we just give them back their memories of everything except knowing Agent Pete? Because remember, all that they sung was, we met our doppelgangers in the second dimension. Isabella kissed me, but I got my mind erased. Look at that line. Is there anywhere in that line where we hear Agent Perry, Agent P? No. The only reason they had to erase their memories of that day was because of Agent P. So, Monogram's like, we'll just give them back almost all of their memories. You know, memories of the second dimension, memories of everything but Agent P. So that's one theory. That before the finale even happened, Monogram was willing to give the kids back part of their memories. Now, my second theory sounds a little bit more reasonable, if you ask me. My second theory is, where do I start? Oh yeah, let's just say one day Phineas and Ferb. Let's just say this is like at the end of season 4, so we're talking before the finale. Okay, but after Act Your Age, if you're talking about episode order, but chronologically, no. Phineas just so happens to build a time machine, right? He goes forward 10 years into the future just to be the curious little kid that he is and see what happens. He lands at the very point in time where his teenage self gave Isabella that kiss at the end of Act Your Age. And he brought a video recorder with him to get footage so he would have proof that he went to the future. And he saw himself kiss Isabella. And maybe that moment, when he saw that event happen, maybe something stirred in his head. Maybe the amnesia-nator wore off. But something happened because he remembered the first kiss that Isabella gave him. Now, that's the only explanation for Phineas saying, "You just wait 10 years." That's the only explanation for that part of the song. Now, there is a second part to that theory that involves the crossover with Milo and Murphy's Law. And by the way, Jeff and Dan, that's also a great show. You should check it out. Because people are talking about Phineas and Ferb now only because Milo and Murphy's Law is getting a crossover with Phineas and Ferb. Maybe it was Doofenshmirtz, in Milo and Murphy's Law, Professor Time, who invented time travel and went back in time to the present day in Milo and Murphy's Law. Well, maybe at the end of that episode, because it's still a two-parter and it's to be continued, maybe at the end of that episode's two-parter, they leave behind time travel technology, and Phineas and Ferb just happen to find it lying around. And that's how Phineas builds his time machine, goes ahead 10 years and sees Act Your Age happen at the very end, and that's how he knows that. Now, I'm going to play the video one more time, and I'll show you where I was talking about this. I'll pause it right at that part. Here it comes, ready? Now. Okay. I'm pausing it right now because this is the part I was talking about. Look in the background. A lot of people brought it up before, but the background is the end scene of Act Your Age. And Isabella's reaction? Well, you saw it. Pretty much. That's her reaction. Like, wow, he finally found out. Or, he finally found out I had a thing for him. Or something like that. And, well, we'll just finish it, because why not? By the way, Dan and Jeff, I saw you in the background as well. Just to point that out. Okay, so now we know. So now you have a better idea of what I was talking about. And the reason I wanted to get this video out to you guys is because when I tried looking up reactions to the finale song, I only saw one person react to the music and a bunch of people just review the episode. By the way, the episode is the most cliche thing in Phineas and Ferb ever. The finale episode, not to offend you, Dan Povenmaire and Jeff Marsh, but I wouldn't watch the finale episode. I would just watch it for the song at the end, because this episode is so cliche and we've seen it all before that it wasn't really much of a finale for me. For me, the real finale of the show was Act Your Age. And I wanted to get this video out because people need to know Milo and Murphy's Law is getting that crossover by the end of this year with Phineas and Ferb. And people need to understand why this ending is controversial and if the crossover is going to help with any more information. So, if you would love to confirm my theories, Dan and Jeff, and anyone else out there that works for Phineas and Ferb, or helps create it, or any of the producers, creators, writers, directors, etc. I want to confirm if my theories are accurate. I don't want to know if they're true or not. I care about your opinion. I mean, these are fan theories, and they've been circulating around for years and years, even while Phineas and Ferb was still going on how the finale would end, and now the finale's out, how it was, and what it is, okay? I get it. There's so much fan mail out there, no one believes in theories that could actually be proven true. And you guys say that the song is not even considered canon at all. So, I'm making this to ask you, would my theories even work? Would the idea of Phineas going to the future in a time machine left behind in the Milo and Murphy's Law crossover, by the way, that's a good way to end the two-part episode in Milo and Murphy's Law, connected to Phineas and Ferb with the time machine thing. If Phineas really did go to the future and see the Act Your Age kiss at the end of that episode, and went back in time and had the footage for the finale song, and hinted to Isabella the 10 years, because that has exactly as much time that he went forward in time. Or if Major Monogram just gave them back part of their memories, or maybe the Amnesianator wore off. My theories, I want to know for sure. I spent time looking up research on the Second Dimension movie to make sure I had my facts right, the finale song, the finale episode, and information on you guys, Dan and Jeff. Dan Povenmaire and Jeff Marsh. So I want you guys to confirm my theories. I would love it if they were accurate, so then they could be a part of Phineas and Ferb lore. That would be amazing, because then it would make sense for people who are just getting into the show and they watch every episode in like a week, and then they are puzzled with questions. If my theories turn into Phineas and Ferb lore, or are turned into part of the story of the crossover with Milo and Murphy's Law, maybe that would be nice though. But I'm just saying, I would love it if you guys told me if they worked. Also, for the other people who are just watching this because it's YouTube, I'm sorry I've been referencing Dan Povenmaire and Jeff Marsh so much. It's just because I'm making this to show Dan on his Facebook page. I'm making this to show Dan Povenmaire on his Facebook page. And I need evidence, proof, etc. When you're making a theory, you always need that. Check out the game theorists and film theorists. It's the same guy for different things, but he's good at making theories. No joke. He even created a theory I never thought was a thing. But I'm not going to get into that today. If people want to see more Phineas and Ferb content from me, that's fine. I like the show. But this is just for Dan Povenmaire and Jeff Marsh. So, bye. Thank you all so much for watching. And like, subscribe, hit the like, share video with a friend, share channel. You know, all that jazz. And I'll see you all in the next video.